Good morning. All right, this is the dry garden. And I know it just looks like grass right now. A lot of grass is coming back, but a lot of that is smaller weeds rather than the grasses, which is good. Okay, so over here in this corner, I broad forked this area and planted beets and spinach. There is some coming up. I will have to watch this. I'm trying to figure out different methods and figure out how I need to plant in order to help things survive. I'm not going to show you on this row, but this row with the covers, all of those tomatoes survived, which is good. The tomatoes that I planted in pits, some of them have survived. Some of them are really, really struggling. These two are gone. This one is gone. This one is doing okay. And oh, come on. It's bent over. It doesn't look like it's snapped, but it's bent over. It looks like something may have stepped on it. I hope the neighbor's dog isn't wandering through here. That one's doing okay. And I planted them in pits. And okay, this one has been nibbled. It's almost dead. This one is gone. This one is doing great. This one got stepped on again. It looks like it got stepped on. I need to put something around these. That one did okay. That one did okay. Now these have only been in the ground for a couple of days. So I planted them, I believe, last Friday, and this one is also gone. So apparently something has been walking through here and stepping on things, which is frustrating. But if those survive, then we're better off. There is yarrow right there, and I'm letting that go. This is a aronia bush, and look, there's another, no, not over there. There's two more down here that survived. So they are putting out leaves, and we'll see how they do. Again, no water. This area was planted with, oh, and I'm walking all over them. Let's see if I can find a good one. This area was planted with lentils. Those are lentils. And it was planted all the way back in the early spring when I had more energy than I do right now. And then corn is being planted in between. The corn is not fully up yet. I need to walk over here so that I'm not walking on stuff that I have planted. Okay, there's a lot of work to do. Motherwort survived the winter. There's a lot of work to do, and I need to, okay, so you can't really see it, but this section, see where the tomato cages or the tomato tops stop? That's the boundary back to the center, and then it's a triangle section out through the end of the garden. And the lentils in here, they're doing okay. They're not really thriving yet, but they're doing okay. All I really expect from them this year is that there will be seeds. All I want from them this year is seeds, because this is their first year being planted dry. And I'm walking through mud because it rained. So dry is relative, but in a month or so here, it is going to get really, really dry. And anything that survives and produces, I'll keep the seeds and plant next year. And it will be better adapted to the dry environment. I do want to show you a couple of things here. And again, I need to walk very, very carefully because what I want to show you is inside the planted area. Okay. This right here is a single daikon radish. Now, they are not supposed to be cold hardy. There is another one. What happened to the stick? The stick got knocked over? That's... Oh, come on. All right. Right here. Somehow the stick got knocked over. Maybe it was just the rain. I don't know. Okay, so there are 2 daikon radishes that survived the winter. There are others coming up from seeds that I planted last fall, and I'm going to let them go. But these 2 daikon radishes survived the winter. And if they survive and fruit, and I get seeds from them, I may have the start of a cold-tolerant daikon radish. So there's a row of lentils, and another row of lentils, and another row of lentils, and another row of lentils, and I'm going to come over here on the other side of our boundary where I don't have to be so careful because nothing is planted over on this side yet. Whoa! I just like sank into the mud. Okay, so we have, this is our boundary right through there. Okay, back here, the corn, the popcorn, is interplanted with the lentils. So every other row is popcorn and then lentils and then popcorn and then lentils. So I saw some this morning. There is corn right there. And it looks like there's corn right there. There's 2 in here. You can see that I'm not really concerned about weeding. I want these plants to thrive on their own, or I don't want them. That's basically the idea. This is, again, these are not my special seeds. This is a popcorn mix that I purchased. And then over on this side, again, 1 piece of corn right there. Just barely starting to come up. There's 1 right there. 1 right there. Just barely starting to come up. So further down here, I planted last year's survivors. So the rest of this, or most of the rest of this section, is going to be last year's survivors. On that side, I planted the mix, and on this side, I planted the mix to probably about there. Now, I'm doing some additional tests this year. This row right here is sesame, and I have not seen any seedlings yet. I did water it when I planted them, but I haven't seen any seedlings. I have some seedlings in the house if nothing comes up, and I have more seeds. And I will skip this one for the moment and give you the second. Okay, so, right. Okay, and where's the other row? Am I walking past it? Okay, so this section is chia, and I'm starting to see chia seedlings coming up. I am not seeing amaranth or quinoa yet. Quinoa was planted on all of the diagonals, and amaranth was planted around the outside. there it is. There it is. Amaranth is up. Okay, good. The amaranth is up. Yay! And I'm seeing, now that I know what I'm looking at, I'm seeing the purple all through here. So, okay. So the amaranth is up. I haven't seen any quinoa yet, but I expect that it will be here. And again, with the chia, I have more seeds, and I have seeds, day length neutral, that are planted in the house. So this year I did not plant any fruit tree seeds in this section, but I believe that is an apple tree, and that is an apple tree, and they came up from the seeds that I planted last year. This section is planted with beans, dry beans, and they are coming up. I will probably end up replanting, but for the moment they are doing pretty good. We've got bean over there just popping its head out of the ground, and then we've got one right there, and one right there, and two, there's another one, and one right there. So a lot of them are popping up. I'll have to wait until they're fully up before I decide whether or not I want to replant. I may not. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so that is what is planted here in the, or most of what is planted here in the dry garden. But again, there are some things that survived the winter that I did not expect to. This is a parsnip. It's survived the winter, and we had a pretty cold winter this year. Not a harsh winter. It was very, very dry, but we had a cold winter, and these plants survived temperatures down into the -20s once or twice. So that's another parsnip. There are two in here, two that survived the winter. Just like there were two daikon radishes that survived the winter, there were two parsnips that survived the winter. And again, if I can get seeds, then I have the start of a cold hardy parsnip. Not to mention that I actually have seeds that I have harvested, which is a huge step in the right direction. Okay, I need to be really careful. This right here is the boundary next to my foot. When I step past that, I'm stepping into the bean area. And I don't see any beans in this particular section, but oh, there's one right there. But I don't want to step on anything, and I need to walk over to the other side. Okay, now I'm out of there. And the other thing that I wanted to show you is, again, rutabagas. Rutabagas survived the winter. We've got 2 or 3 in that cluster, I think, and then one here. And I don't see any seed pods yet or seed stalks, but since they are into their second year, they will probably be, there was more than that. Where did they go? Oh. Well, I don't know where the others went. But those two and that one over there. There were a couple more, but I don't see them now. Come on, bunnies. Do I have to declare war on you? Okay. Anyway, we've got rutabaga, rutabaga, rutabaga over here. Again, they survived an extremely cold winter, extremely cold for this area and extremely cold for them. They are not supposed to be that cold hardy. So we have rutabagas that we maybe get seeds from. We have parsnips that we may get seeds from. And we have daikon radish that we may get seeds from. And none of them are supposed to be that cold hardy. So, okay, that is the dry garden. The theory is that none of this will be watered. Last year the beans survived and they produced just before the heat hit and then died in the heat, which is fine. I have no problem with that. If they can take advantage of the spring and then produce before the heat starts, great. I really appreciate that. Same thing with the corn. Now last year I planted the corn too late, and but some of it still produced. And I don't want to walk through there, but there are a couple of fava beans in that mess down the middle. If the corn can take advantage of the spring and then produce before the heat, like the beans did last year, that'll be fabulous. If I can get everything before that heat hits, that would be amazing. If some of it survives the heat, that would be even more amazing. So just working on this, figuring out the details on how this needs to be done in this new environment and new soil. And here's the dry garden. I'll talk with you later.